What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the ITP Paladin. I definitely just punched myself in the face. Alright, I have a very finite time to do this, and I thought that it would be better time than not while it's fresh on my mind. So I put out a tweet. If anybody follows me on Twitter, you probably should if you're not. I have a very quick review to make. So I'm just going to throw this out there. I absolutely loved Overwatch 2. The feel of it is great. The way that it functions is great. The gameplay overall feels great. The UI feels great. And I made a video on this yesterday during my stream, and I think I'm going to just redo it because at that time I was waiting for it, and it was based on the opinion of one match and one match only. By the way, I got a new camera. As you could probably tell, I got a lot more room. The frame rate, I think I need to modify some settings. I don't know how to fix the frame rate yet. I'll figure it out, though. I'll figure it out and get back to everybody. But it supposedly shoots at the same frame rate as my old camera. So maybe I'll keep this one for gaming and then put the other one for whenever I do videos like this. I'll figure it out. We'll take a look into it. But for now, yeah, let's just get started on this one. So this was based off of multiple matches. So let's just talk about the overall thing of Overwatch. Let me get a little specific. So far, the menu is a little bit confusing for me because Overwatch was not on that kind of menu style before. So it's a little bit of a learning curve. But as far as like the overall menu controls, the options controls, the career profile controls, everything is just great. I can't complain. It's going to be a learning curve, and that's about the only one thing that I could... Exactly. I don't know where'd she go? She probably saw something she didn't like on Blue's Clues. I was like, wait, where did she go? I have a viewpoint toward my daughter, but like I was mentioning, everything is just a learning curve, so it's going to take some time, and I don't doubt that people are going to have that learning curve going in. So, to be fair, it's not bad. It's really not a bad learning curve at all. So, with that being said, I liked it. I like it. Again, it's a little confusing when you're navigating through the stuff like the battle pass and all that, the shopping menu. They might make it a little less in your face. I don't know how they want to do that or if they're just going to keep it that way. I was always confused as to like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Apex Legends, like every one of those menus when they had their battle pass was always confusing to me, especially Call of Duty, because that was one of the only ones out of the three that I actually played, but I've seen the menu on all of them. Can we make it a little less, like, in your face? That'd be great. Thank you. The UI otherwise feels great. I like the heads-up display that they have in-game. It feels a little bit more clean, a little more sleek, and it's just more... It's new, so it feels better. It feels better overall. And also, you have some control over the menu and the heads-up display, I should mention, to keep that steady instead of it bouncing around with your character. So that was a great feature, and I like that. But let's move on quickly to the gameplay itself, because that's the most important part of it. So, I won't talk about hero balancing, because honestly, this is the release. They introduced 3 new quote-unquote heroes, Sojourn, Junker Queen, and Kiriko. I can't really give a balancing directive, but if I had to say... My overall observation is 2 things. 1, the 3 new heroes definitely need to have a rebalancing because Sojourn is oppressive, Junker Queen is absolutely without a doubt oppressive, and Kiriko's just broken in general. But this is her first initial release, so this was always going to happen. And they are going to balance her, I'm pretty sure. It's just a matter of time. But with all that being said, as far as the 5v5 goes, the brackets, that's fine. I love the gameplay style. It's a little bit easier to actually get some value as a damage player, and I'm sure tanks and supports have their own benefits going on for them. The one major complaint is that a lot of heroes don't feel like they're in the right place as far as balancing goes. And I say this loosely based on about 2 matches out of the rest of them. But we're talking about Soldier 76, my main dude, and then Mei. Ironically enough, I didn't think I would actually talk about her, but I played a match against the Mei. So some battles feel like battles of attrition, and some of them feel like washes. And talking about the battle of attrition actually comes in the form of actually talking about Mei. She no longer feels dangerous. It's kind of a problem. I think that they really need to look into either... I mean, either way, she does put a little bit of viability in certain team compositions, but I think people are going to have to learn how to find those. But she doesn't feel dangerous anymore. She feels like if you ran into her, like you might have a chance. Because they took away her original viability that she had in Overwatch 1, and it's no longer Overwatch 1. Now, going into Overwatch 2 standards, she's not a bad hero, but she's not as dangerous. And I was able to go up to her and, do my own thing. It was hard for her to kill me and all that. And it was hard for me to kill her, but that's more of a fault of my own for trying to figure out the aim settings. More on that in a little bit, by the way. The second thing actually comes in Soldier 76. He definitely feels underpowered. It's funny that in the dev balance patches they were like, oh, Soldier just feels oppressive. We needed to nerf his damage a bit and put on his fall off. And it's like, first off, Soldier's now dealing, like, you might as well have actually just given him a real nerf gun and just said, here, go to town. You might as well have given him the literal nerf blaster rifle right here, because that's about as much damage as you're dealing. And it's funny that you even bring that into case, like, he was so oppressive. Look at Sojourn, bro. I could tell you that in one match that if one person knows how to master Sojourn, you pretty much dominate the entire match. You get more angles than Soldier. You get, with the added benefit of being able to do something similar to Baptiste, you have better mobility within a burst amount of time. Your railgun is essentially more powerful than his Helix rockets. And it's actually kind of funny, when I played Sojourn, she felt great. She was definitely fun to play. But she is definitely oppressive, and she has a quicker time to kill than Soldier ever did. Like, Soldier, I was struggling to get quick kills, or just even kills in general. It was hard for me to get eliminations on my favorite hero, who I've played over 200 to 300 hours on. Like, I should not have suffered the way I did, but overall gameplay aside, his time to kill is very low right now, and he does need to be reverted, unfortunately. I'm going to die on that hill if I need to. Something I heard on social media. I'm definitely a boomer. Anyway, so, cutting into the last thing, cutting into the last opinion has to do with, what was it? Not hero balancing, what was I just going to talk about? It's probably not important if I forgot about it. But overall, I did like the game, and I do honestly think that this game is really great. Oh, controls! Yes, controls. So, one major issue with the control schemes, I'm sure that PC players don't have this issue. All they really need to do is adjust their mouse sensitivity, and it'll fix the majority of problems. But when it comes to controller, there's like aim assist that's supposed to help you out. In fact, I'll just grab the controller real quick. So, misconceptions aside, aim assist is not aimbot. It does not keep you from missing your shots. It helps you in the finer tuning of your aim by helping you with the precision aim. It stops when the reticle gets close to a target, but it doesn't stop completely and just center on them. It just stops you from overshooting them by basically pumping some brakes. It's kind of like in a car that has the auto brake feature. Like, it'll warn you, and then it will pump the brakes if you don't stop. In which case, the beeping, the alert that they give you should be enough to be like, oh, hey, give you enough time to actually react. But it will pump the brakes and help you come to that stop, is what aim assist does for controller. Which is why I find it incredibly blowing my mind that they think that this is fair to remove it when you're facing off against a keyboard and mouse player, especially considering that mice do not have the problem that controllers do. This is an analog stick versus a mouse, and a mouse has a lot more precision control in that regard. So I think it kind of weird that they disabled the aim assist when you're playing against PC players, and that's just honestly stupid to me. And I really hope that they revert that, because I think that might be an issue as to why my aim was off. I'm playing quick play, and there's PC players, and it's like, oh, let's shut it off. Thank you! Now my accuracy's like in the 20% range, and I'm useless. Thank you. Thank you. I'm a real asset to my team. Sarcasm intended. But to be real, it does, like, I tried adjusting my aim settings numerous times, and it still feels somewhat too fast, and it feels like the smoothing, the aim assist, the aim ease in, all this other settings that you put in for controller in the first game, it feels like it's not working. It could just be me, but I tried adjusting my aim numerous times on the finer tune settings, and I know what each setting does, so I know for a fact that I'm not messing up beyond my own capability to keep on with that, so I'm not changing it like every time. I was tuning properly. Which, by the way, I might release a video on that to help you find your aim settings if Overwatch 2 could ever confirm whether or not that's the case. I really hope that they didn't disable the aim assist settings by accident. But overall, no more complaints. Everything is great. I do really think that this game is going to blow up. I enjoyed playing it. The 5v5 feels better than the 6v6 ever did. And if they ever do have to revert at some point and be like, hey, you know, we made a mistake on 5v5 because it didn't work out, if they go back to 6v6, I'm just going to put this out there. Keep it 1 tank, keep it 2 support, and add 1 more damage. Because the literal purpose of damage rolls to make plays, and it's kind of impossible to make plays if you put in that extra tank like you did the first time. So instead of a 2-2-2, it would be a 3-2-1. More on that maybe in another video if I want to discuss it. But probably not. But that's my opinion. No need to go into that too deeply. This is about what is currently existing, and that's a 5v5, 2-2-1 composition, and it feels great. I honestly think that this game is great, and I see it blowing up, hopefully, as long as the servers don't take another dump. But with that being said, I'm kind of done with my review. Let me know what you think of the new camera style, by all means. Like, you know, if I need to bring it back, I think I might just keep this for my gaming and then swap out the camera whenever I have to do close-up videos and just revert back to my old camera. But with that being said, I am gone, because I have to not only watch my baby, but I have to wait for my dad to get in, and there's not really much to do. But be sure to drop that subscribe button. Drop that subscribe button, oh my goodness. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to be putting out more Overwatch 2 news as the time goes on, and if I hear from anything, or hear from anyone, well, guess what? You guys are going to know from me as quick as possible, and that's just awesome, honestly. I enjoy making these videos, so I hope that you guys consider, you know, dropping that down. Anyway, I'm gone. Thank you for stopping in. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.